Welcome to Season 3 Reloaded patch notes for dummies, for casuals, for normal people. We're going to go down and we're going to break down all of these settings and put them into way simple wording because they go way too in-depth with some of this stuff that doesn't need to be as in-depth as it is. This update most notably brings ranked play, but is also bringing a bunch of other changes to it as well. For example, a new camo challenge. Get a bunch of kills or long shots or headshots with different categories of guns, and you get new camos, kind of just like the Cherry Blossom one that just came out. Trophy hunt's done. They're bringing a new map to multiplayer, calling card improvements, adding a challenge for the Cronin Squall to unlock it. They're adding a drill charge underbarrel to 7.62 STB and tax 56. That's neat because that really needs to be a thing. Hybrid optics, no glint when you're on the low zoom now. Weapon raise delay following a parachute. So when you land and it takes you 15 minutes to pull up your gun after you parachute, that's going to be a little bit faster, so that's a dub. Initial sliding acceleration increased by 6%. I don't think that's that much. I don't think it's going to be a really big difference, but it's still a step in the right direction, I guess. The height threshold for single-handed mantling has been increased, allowing for more aggressive traversal. So I think that's a good thing. Now that just means there's more jump spots you can make. There's higher ledges that before you couldn't reach that now you can reach. So be on the lookout for new jump spots that you didn't know existed in certain parts of the map and stuff. I'll be sure to test out a bunch of them all over the place today. New gun. The Tctekk 9 from Warzone 1, close range, fast firing machine pistol, 50 hipfire operator kills with a handgun, so akimbos would probably be super easy to unlock this. And then the GS Magno, fully auto Desert Eagle, 30 headshot operator kills with the 50 GS, so the Deagle kills on one shot to the head. This should be super easy to unlock, especially if shipment's in the game, which I'm going to take a guess and say they got rid of. New equipment, throwing stars, they added the throwing stars, high skill alternative to the throwing knife. The throwing star demands more accuracy from its wielder. With less accurate hits will not result in a kill. This is more than compensated for in its ammo capacity and rapid deployment capabilities. Yeah, so it's not gonna die. I don't know, man. I don't think this is gonna be worth it. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. The throwing knives are good in Ashika. I've tried to use these throwing stars multiple times and they don't even break armor. You hit somebody's center mass and it doesn't even break them. I don't really think there's any point in using them. You do throw them faster. I don't know if you can pick them back up if they're changing that now. In Ashika, you can't pick them back up. You throw them and that's it. So I don't really think there's going to be any point in using those. I'll try it, probably get slammed a couple times, and then never ever use them again. Delay between first equipping a weapon and being able to fire it has been decreased across numerous weapons. So when you grab a gun off the ground, you can shoot it a little bit faster. Overall, dub, not a big one, but a dub. Quick raise and quick drop speeds have been uniformly increased, allowing for more rapid deployment of equipment, which is further improved by fast hands. That's good. It's good. Speed things up. It's one of the big things I've been saying this game needs. More than most people are talking about. This game needs to just be faster. You need to be able to do things faster. That's what this is. Dub. Now, this is a big thing. A lot of people are going to like this. Maximum armor damage values have been added to all assault rifles, battle rifles, SMGs, LMGs. These values will assist in slowing down close range time to kill. Fire. That's good. You get insta-kill, deleted, melted close range. Even though I like the fast time to kill, it makes it really easy to deal with stackers who are just body slammed on top of each other. This is going to make it so you don't get insta-kill deleted before you get a chance to react. We'll see how this plays out. Basically, maximum armor damage means that there is, like, you know, before they added this, there was like a limit to how much, or there was no limit to how much damage it could do up close range. Your gun could do way more damage. Now they're limiting it, so that way it's going to increase the overall time to kill close range. Minimum armor damage has been adjusted or added to several weapons to increase their viability at long range. Minimum armor damage. So basically, from super duper far away, some guns were doing 10 damage, and you got like 300 health. So some guns were doing 10 damage. It would take you so many bullets. Now they're increasing that. There's a minimum amount. You can only, at the bare minimum, no matter how far away somebody is, do this much damage. That's good. That's going to make some guns that shoot hugs and kisses from long range, even if you're hitting every bullet, they're going to be way more usable. Hopefully, like SMGs and stuff can be more usable from farther than 10 meters away. Minimum armor damage increased, minimum armor damage added, minimum armor damage added, minimum armor damage added. So it sounds like all of these pistols, specifically the two that you spawn in with, all of these pistols are going to be buffed. These are just buffs. You now can only do like a certain amount of damage. You're not going to go below that damage when shooting at people specifically from like farther away with the pistols, so that's a buff. This thing, the BAS-P got super buffed, it looks like. Again, they don't really give specific numbers, so it's hard to tell just how big of a buff this is. ADS speed increase, headshot damage decrease, max damage increase, max damage range increase, mid-far damage increase, mid-far damage range increase, minimum armor damage added, minimum damage increase, minimum damage range increase. They buffed the hell out of this thing, bro. They reduced first raise animation time. Yeah, this thing, like, I don't know. It depends again on the specific numbers, but this thing, it could be a vibe. It went from being one of the worst guns in the game to now it might be usable. We'll see just where it falls in the meta. And this is another thing. This is something that's so pointless. This is such a pointless update right here. Lockman sub, burst fire, minimum armor damage increased. Who is using the MP5 in burst fire? Who is doing that? This applies to nobody ever anywhere. Nobody's doing this. This is a pointless update. The mini back, minimum armor damage increase. This might be good. I love picking up the mini back as ground loot on Ashika, but it always scams because if you shoot at somebody shooting back, you're gonna lose that gunfight. So we'll see if this makes it way more viable, specifically as like ground loot. I don't see it being good enough to be a loadout gun yet, but may make the ground loot mini back way better. MX9 minimum armor damage added, that's a buff. Vaznev got a nerf, maximum damage range decreased. Vaznev got, this isn't a super drastic nerf, again depending on how big of a decrease this was. There's another thing, I already saw somebody on Twitter, a COD News account, say the Chimera got a buff. Like, did it really? Semi-auto minimum armor damage added. Who's using the Chimera in semi-auto mode? Nobody. That's irrelevant. Reduced first raise animation time, that's almost going to make no difference. Like, yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, I guess you could call it a buff. It basically didn't get touched. There's basically no update between the Chimera before and the Chimera now. ISO Hemlock, though. Now, this bad boy. This thing's been meta for way too long. This thing got smoked. Again, does depend on these specific numbers, but it already wasn't super extra dominant. It was just very clearly the best choice to use. I don't think that's going to apply anymore. Maximum damage decreased, mid damage decreased, minimum damage decreased, lower torso multiplier increased, so when you're shooting somebody in the stomach, extremities multipliers decreased. Overall, this seems like a fatty nerf. I think the ISO Hemlock is done for. I would recommend you try out a different gun. I don't know, you could wait and see what other people say, but I think this gun is smoked. I'm probably not even going to try it right away today. Most mid-range damage range decreased, mid-damage range decreased. So this thing got a nerf a little bit. I don't know why nobody's really using that. Another pointless update. Cast off 762, semi-auto, minimum damage added. Pointless, nobody's using that. Extremities multiplier decreased. So that got a little bit of a nerf, the 762. 74U, now this gun has sucked. This gun has been horrible. Always, since this game came out, I thought it was going to be something good. It is not. They added a minimum armor damage, so now it might not be as butt cheeks. We will see how much that affects it. I'm probably not going to try it right away, but I'll play with Iron. I'm sure he likes a 74U, so I'm sure he'll try this, and maybe it'll feel way better for him. Overall, the Lockman 556 got buffed. This might be a vibe now. It was already kind of okay. It's kind of okay, but this buff combined with the other nerfs, the Lockman 556 might be a vibe now. M16, this thing sucks. I'm not even going to read this. This gun still sucks. M4, semi-auto. Nobody's using the gun in semi-auto, so that doesn't matter. Reduced first raise animation time. Again, not that big of a difference. M4 basically didn't get touched. M13. This gun has never been good in Warzone. It will never be good in Warzone. Skipping over that. That's all you need to know. This gun, M13, sucks. Tctekk 56. Max damage range decrease. Tctekk 56 got a nerf. With the ISO getting nerfed, the Tctekk 56 was going to be my next gun. Now it looks like I'm going to have to try something else. Not too sure. I think the Cronin Squall, if that didn't get touched, that's probably going to be my go-to now with the ISO and the Tctekk 56 both being nerfed. Battle Rifles, the STAC Recon. Auto fire, minimum armor damage increased, minimum armor damage increased for both auto and semi. So a little buff for this. This is probably more at the longer ranges for the STAC Recon, which not really good at those longer ranges. So a little bit of a buff, but not really anything that's going to be too noticeable. Lockman 762 auto fire, minimum armor damage increased, same thing. So this is only getting, this is like a long range buff. It's the minimum damage it can do from longer ranges got increased, but the battle rifles weren't really too good from longer ranges. You were very rarely even shooting at people at that minimum armor range, and you weren't hitting too many bullets. So a buff, but not really anything too noticeable for most of these. Shotguns, mid damage increased, neat. Shotgun buff, fantastic. Who's not super excited about that one? We love shotguns. Light machine guns, minimum armor damage added for the HCR. So a little, that actually might be a little viable now, because that thing does shoot hugs and kisses from long range, so it might be more usable now. These got the reduced first raise animation. Again, it's gonna be nice, but not really that big of a difference. Very rarely ever will that be too noticeable for you. Bullet velocity further decreased on the explosive ammo. They nerfed one-shot sniping because it wasn't dog-ass enough already. So, neat. It got even worse. Whoop-de-doo, because that was so necessary. Snake shot. You can tune snake shot now. I think they nerfed that a decent amount, so I don't think that'll be too big of a thing, but it might be even more usable now than it has been for the past month or two. 300 blackout, maximum armor damage added. So it sounds to me like this, I think this is only on like the Chimera. Maximum armor damage would mean that before this there was no max. You could kill super fast, and now there's like a limit to how high the damage can go, which is overall going to increase the time to kill. So it sounds like a nerf to 300 blackout. Laser visibility decrease. So they just last update increased the visibility of lasers. So they thought they increased it too much, because those red lasers were super noticeable. So they decreased it a little bit. I'm okay with this. I thought the red lasers stuck out way too much. Some lasers block some underbarrel. The Fennec double tap got a nerf. I don't know who is using the Fennec double tap. I had to use it once for a challenge, and it was awful. So I don't know why that felt the need to get nerfed, because it was ass. STB single tap. Cooldown time between shots decreased. You can shoot faster with the STB single tap. I don't know if that's going to be viable or not. It kind of wasn't before. All large mags, the penalty for them, they're going to feel faster. You're going to be able to be faster now with large mags, and if you throw a smaller mag on your gun for some reason, you're gonna like get a speed benefit for it. So now throwing an ammo attachment on your guns, which is already pretty much necessary in this game, it's going to be even more viable. So that's a dub. That's an overall dub. It's just a general speed increase in the game, which is good. One specific muzzle, the lock shot, horizontal recoil control decreased, vertical recoil control increased. Nice, okay. That doesn't even sound like a buff or nerf. They just changed some things. Stock for the FJX, they changed the stock. The rib, I don't even know what gun the rib 400 is. I don't even know what that is. Nice, solid. X12, movement speed penalties decreased for a pistol stock. Nice. X13, the old Mac 10 pistol build. Underbarrel, the Corvus Master Key. I think that's the shotgun ammo. Mid damage range increased slightly. Nice. They buffed the underbarrel shotgun attachment. Cluster mines got nerfed, so that's a dub. Armor damage decreased for the cluster mines. Good. Fixed an issue allowing vehicles to crush players while using a turret. Armor patrol boat taking collision damage. Rib. The light helo was taking a lot of damage. Even if you landed it as softly as can be, it still would take like 25% of its health. It's a good thing that they fixed that. Okay, kind of random stuff. Improved clarity of auto ascender use. Sounds to me like when somebody zips onto a building that you're on, you're gonna hear them better. That's what that sounds like. Dub. That's good. Improved the mix of precision airstrike and mortar strike kill streaks, particularly at a distance. I don't know what it means by the mix. Sounds to me like the mortar strike is gonna like have a bigger area and not just hit the same exact spot over and over again. So I guess that's neat. I don't know what difference that's gonna make. Fix an issue causing players to incorrectly grab the awning when attempting to mantle through a window. This is one of those things. It's one of those things that I've been saying needs to be fixed since the game came out, because like those ammo buildings on Al Mazrah, all of the there's like 3 different spots in the building where you try and jump through the window and your dude just grabs onto the awning on top, and there's so many times you die because of that, and it's just a pointless thing that's been in the game for way too long. Glad they finally fixed that, so that's good. Neat. Glad that 7 months after the game came out, that's finally being fixed. Fixed a critical issue that would result in a hard crash for all AMD Vega users. I have no idea what this is or what this means, but somebody asked me in my chat the other day. They said, hey, did they fix the thing where Vega users can't play the game for like a month? Apparently this is a thing. People using whatever this is couldn't play the game for like a month. RIP, that sucks. Glad that doesn't affect me, but you guys are able to play the game now, so W for you guys. Now we're on to more Warzone 2 general changes. Al Mazrah, a sandstorm has been spotted on the outskirts of Al Mazrah. Operators should expect reduced visibility in the city. Additional loot spawn has been added to the Oasis area in the north part of the map. Neat. Gameplay. UAV. So basically how UAV is working, the person who calls in the UAV, the individual who pulls out his little Nokia and calls in the UAV, that is the only person that's going to see the pings now. Only them, because now there are unlimited, while with UAVs now being available in all buy stations, unlimited UAVs, now only the person who calls them in is going to get the pings. Now you can't be across the map, your teammate calls in a UAV and it's helping you out. That's not a thing anymore. They got rid of that. The amount of mortars, missiles dropped during the mortar strike, that's been dropped. That's been cut. Obstructed pings. Disabled the ability to ping enemies through smoke or water. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. This is something that bad players weren't doing too much and good players were, so I'm not really the biggest fan of that. Now smokes are even more annoying and the water is even more frustrating than it already is because the pings in water are already a lie, but whatever. Sheikah Island added more possible buy station locations. Good. Glad that's a thing. Quality of life. Ping visible to spectators. Eliminated players who are spectating a live player will now be able to see the live player's pings. Good. Players that will no longer be interrupted while navigating most menus when their party leader queues for a match. Yeah, solid grammar right there. Basically, when you're creating a class and the party host is going back and forth between menus, left and right, and queuing and requeuing and unqueuing and requeuing again, now you get to continue making your class. Thank God. That's probably the biggest W out of this entire update. Thank God they finally added this out, because that was the most frustrating thing in the game, is trying to make a class and your party host can't decide if he wants to play trios or quads or a Sheikah or the big map. Thank God they finally fixed that 7 months after the game came out, so that's a W. Ammo cache elevation. In case 7 months after the game came out you still don't know where all the ammo cache locations are, now it tells you if they're up or down. The selected cursor in a buy station will now always be on gear, so you're not constantly buying your teammates back on accident. That's a W. Buy station loadout names. Players will now see custom loadout names while navigating the buy station. W. Compass ping squad member. Players' ping icons on the compass will now appear. Okay, nice. The compass that I'm sure a lot of people use. Killstreak tablet. This is a W right here. I've been saying it's so annoying looking on the ground and not being able to see if that's a heartbeat sensor or a kill streak. Now the kill streaks will show up on the little tablet, so that's a W. No more will I be trading my tacticals for a heartbeat and then have to stare back at the ground to find my tacticals again. Thank God. Contract icon. While you're in a contract, you'll be able to see other contracts on the map. Good. Relevant ammo automatic pickup. Players will now automatically pick up ammunition to start an initial stack in the backpack that is compatible with both the currently equipped and stowed weapons. Good. Then one of the things I've said annoys me so much is when, because looting in this game is already a shit show as is, when you accidentally drop your gun and then pick it back up and all your ammo is just gone and you won't pick it up automatically and you got to sort through the pile of loot to try and find your ammo again. They fixed that. Thank God. Finally. So annoying when you have 0 ammo in your gun and you run over a stack of AR ammo and it just doesn't pick it up for some reason. So thank God they finally, hopefully, fixed that. And then this one's already been added. Players will now see a curved gray bar appear towards the center of their screen, saying how much oxygen they have left when they're underwater. So that's W. That's good. Little oxygen meter to tell when you're about to suffocate and drown. So they're flip-flopping a Sheikah resurgence and massive resurgence, solo trios in one, duos and quads in the other. Yeah, ranked play. I've already broke down ranked play. If you've not seen my ranked play game or how it works, a breakdown, check that out. That'll be linked in the description to the YouTube video. All right, so one of the new features now, the deployable buy station, just like you saw in Warzone 1 back on Caldera, that is back. Works pretty very similar, I'd say. You get a green smoke grenade, you throw it on the ground, a deployable drone comes in, you can shoot that down, and it'll drop it wherever it's at. It'll drop it straight down. You can shoot that down. It'll bring a buy station. It does not work if it goes into the gas. When it hits the ground, it'll have a little explosive damage. Anybody can use it. and it'll last as long as you need it. There's no expiration at all. Lootable perks, these are fire. You can both loot these and buy these. They have perk packages, so rather than in Warzone 1 where you just find Ghost or Quick Fix or Double Time on the ground, now you have an entire package of perks. You can only have one active at a time. You have your custom perks, you have the ground loot perks, you can buy them. You can get 2 different loadouts and have 2 different perk packages. They drop like a little suitcase. You can stow them in your inventory. So what I've thought of doing is you have one stowed in your inventory that has Ghost on it. If somebody pops a UAV, you equip that one, and then if nobody has a UAV up, you put on your regular one with high alert or whatever you're running. Now, outside of ranked play, these are just for regular Al Mazrah. The Gulag entry kit, it's a Gulag entry token, same thing as in Warzone 1. You get it, you can go back in the Gulag even if you've already used it. They've made adjustments. The reward crate, if you kill Most Wanted, the crate still drops. Before, if you killed somebody Most Wanted, the crate would just be gone. You have to complete the Most Wanted to get the crate. Now, if you kill them, you can have the crate. Buy stations are guaranteed to have things. Now, unlimited UAVs, that's a big thing. They are guaranteed to have all these items. Loadout markers, precisions are guaranteed unlimited. UAVs, 6,000 unlimited. Muni, armor, gas mask, armor plates. And then with limited amount, there's counter UAVs, clusters, self-revives, and durables. You can only grab a couple of those per game. Then on Al Mazrah and all modes, they doubled the radius of the upload station capture zone. So when you're doing a recon and standing at the little upload station, you can stand farther away. Redeploy balloons, redeploy drones in Al Mazrah. They throw you way farther, way farther. Not only do you hit it and then go sideways, now you go up and far and way faster. So that makes you go way more distance. Redeployed drones starting locations are all guaranteed to be in the same spot every game. And they spawn prior to infill, allow players to plan their best infill strategy. So that's a dub. The world loadouts right now, when they drop, it is not everybody can just hit this loadout. Now it's back to like it was in Warzone 1, where when it drops, it's your loadout. Your loadout, only your team can grab that one. There's going to be a cluster of loadouts, like yours, another team's, depending on how many people are nearby. But now there's not one loadout sitting there. Every team can hit it. They hit it, and then they camp it and wait for other people to come back. So that's fixed. That's good. Strongholds. Removed armor plates, reduced accuracy by... So they nerfed AIs. Basically, this is saying they nerfed AIs. Ranked play, you spawn in with 3 armor plates. Regular Al Mazrah, you spawn in with 2 in the Gulag. Resurgence on Al Mazrah. A second loadout drop public event has been added to Massive Resurgence, so there's just another one now. Same as normal. Okay, this is a good bug. Huge bug fix right here. Now, when you down somebody, your teammates see it. When your teammates down somebody, they see it. Fantastic. That's good. You never know if your teammate takes a snipe or is shooting at somebody. You never know if they actually down them if they don't call it out. Makes it really hard playing with randoms. You have no idea if your teammate's actually downing people or just missed every single bullet. So that's good, knowing when people get downed. Fix an issue in Al Mazrah that would cause some locations to not be end circle candidates. Didn't even know that was a thing. Didn't know that was a problem. But so now you're going to see some new end games that you've never seen before. Dub, fire, that's good. All right, we got DMZ patch notes. DMZ, their pride and joy. They added a new map. Night vision goggles. They added a bunch of changes to DMZ. What did they add to DMZ? Added a UI representation of your dog tag level and whether or not you have it. The backpack UI. Okay. That actually applies to ranked play too. It showed me when I had a bronze dog tag in ranked. I was kind of confused by that. Add a new guaranteed buy station and workbench locations to black market buildings and larger POIs. That's good. It's good. Guaranteed buy stations are very important. Adjusted just AIs in general throughout Al Mazrah. XP rewards for extracting the weapon case. Armored Commander, a chance to carry the weapon case. Remove the ability to execute the bomb maker. Didn't know that was a thing. Solos and the last player eliminated on a squad now have time to plead for help before being eliminated. That's good. You can drop... Before, I was very scared to drop in solo because if you die, that's it. You don't get a chance to join another team. Now, at least you can drop in by yourself and... ask them to, if they kill you or something, you can ask them to join their team so it's not too late. Added an overload voice call for large squads. That way you know if a squad over 3 people is nearby, the dude will call it out. That's fire. That's good. That way you know if somebody says, yeah, there's only 3 of us, and the voice guy says, oh, enemy large squad incoming, now you'll know that they're lying to your ass. That about sums up everything for the Season 3 Reloaded patch notes for dummies, for normal people, for casuals, whatever you want to call it. That sums it all up. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. You think I misread something, let me know. Other than that, go out there, go ahead, get ready to kill rank play. I'm already gold. It's been only a couple hours. We're grinding through the ranks. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe and all that good YouTuber stuff that real YouTubers say. And yeah, have a good day.